Hi there, and thank you for stopping by my blog. My name is Josephine Dalton. I guess delightfully known throughout the country as Trainer Joe. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and today is the 5th of January. So let me explain to you exactly what's going on with me. On the 15th of December, I went in for a routine scope to fix a couple of basic rotator cuff tears. Nothing's big, at least that's what they thought at first, but they didn't want to go check through my labrum to kind of see what was going on, because they also suspected a slap tear. If you want to know what a slap tear is, slap means superior labrum, anterior to posterior. I don't know much about it, but a lot of the surgeries that are performed in order to correct it requires severing the biceps tendon and then reattaching it to a different part of the glenoid cavity. So anyway, I went in on the 15th expecting to be done within hours and home by that night. Instead, what ended up happening is that they went in, found a lot of crap going on, and the surgery ended up being 5 hours. And I spent another 3 days in the hospital, basically recovering. I didn't come out of anesthesia that well. They had me on basically not eating a lot of foods, not taking any vitamins, and since I am hypoglycemic, I also have low blood iron and a lot of other issues, not being able to take my vitamins in order to prevent blood clotting issues. I went in pretty weak, so that explains why I stayed for a couple more days afterwards. But anyway, so to explain exactly what they did, and I don't know too much about the shoulder, but majority of us do not stand correctly, and our posture is pretty whack. And I know mine is because I do a lot of sitting at a computer, and as you can tell, my chair here. And also, I do come from Asian culture where rolling the shoulders forward to look as humble as possible is considered beautiful. And so I've tried a number of times to reverse the effect of this hunching over, and that's successful. But anyway, past couple years, my shoulder issues have kind of changed because of the last surgery I had back in 2008, where they went in looking for labrum tears, and they only found a bone spur. They also released my AC ligament in order to stop impingement. But unfortunately, when they pulled my glenoid cavity apart, creating space between the labrum and the humeral head, they didn't tighten the capsule around it. And that in turn caused a lot of other problems, which eventually led to here recently. Okay, so as I said earlier, the slap tear is what they were really looking for, and that wasn't there. They really did not know what was going on. The MRIs and CAT scan and everything just were not very conclusive. And so when he opened me up, he basically found that my biceps tendon was, as he put it, was like rotting meat. And it was completely trashed, and he had to chop off part of it. And not just chop it, hit it, and reattach it. He literally had to remove part of the tendon. And he reattached it, and the tendon was also not sitting in the groove as it should have been, which could explain why. But when you're forward rotated like that, you bring your humeral head kind of shifts a little bit. So if there's that groove, I'm sorry, I wish I could show you, but my left hand is tied up right now. Anyway, there's a groove there that the biceps tendon sits in, and when you're forward rotated like that, that groove kind of turns inward a little bit. Okay, which really I understood very, very well why the biceps tendon wasn't sitting in the groove anymore, and that probably can explain why it was trashed the way it was. But anyway, so he took off part of it and had to reattach it somewhere else on the joint, and I'm not sure exactly where, but if you look in the pictures over there on the scope, you can see where he anchored it to the bone. Another thing they discovered, what was it called, a driveway. And this explained why I had a lot of posterior pain in my shoulder, okay? There's a driveway with space behind the humeral head. He said he could fit the whole entire scope all the way through without having to adjust my arm, because that's just what it was. He also explained that my multi-directional instability was a lot worse than he expected, But because I was so active in keeping doing my physical therapy exercises that I've done over the past few years, that is kept my shoulder from dislocating as much as it could have been. So that means if I've been inactive, I've been dislocating my shoulder on a regular basis, probably. So I thank God for my fitness lifestyle. Okay, so he was able to take the humeral head and move it backward a little bit so that it would be sitting inside the joint a little better. The funny thing, he fixed a minor subscap tear and a major supraspinatus tear. And now the big kicker here, and this is the one that to this very moment we're kind of stumped on because of my last surgery. Never mentioned anything of it, but apparently I didn't have a lower labrum. He literally said my labrum looked like a crescent. It was only one half, and it just disappeared into the cartilage. It just wasn't there. And all I could think of was if it was a deformity like he suspected, because he said it didn't look like it was, worn down by trauma or, like arthritis. He said it looked like I might have been born with it. Well, I would think that my last surgeon would have said something about it if it was a deformity. So right now I'm in the process of getting the notes and the pictures of the scope from the last surgery back in 2008 to kind of confirm my suspicion that maybe it was there. And I just somehow flattened it out over the past couple of years, which to this very moment I really don't know how, because I can't think of anything that I've been doing that would force, I would think that it would force my shoulder downward. But then again, I don't feel a whole lot of pain until it's already too late. So I'll keep you up to date on that when I get the pictures. And I have another appointment here, I don't know, 5 weeks from now, and that's my other post-op. So anyway, as of today was a 3-week marker after this past surgery. I start physical therapy. I was supposed to start this week, but we weren't able to get me scheduled until next Monday. So I start physical therapy Monday. And Dr. Erickson was nice enough to step up my LR tabs because he said the therapy will be excruciating. And I believe him because doing my pendulum exercises hurts like hell. And so anyway, so if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up here. And until my next vlog, take care, everybody. Bye.